Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of the Ecosystem. So this one is going to be quite different. So we have the ladies today. So it's us ladies today. So today with me I have a very special guest. I would say one of the queens, in the in the ecosystem. So it's very rare to have women in tech, but women are also advancing. So with me here, I'm with Mariam. Mariam, welcome on the show. It's nice to have you. How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay, it's so good to have you here. So we're going to go with 10 Qs. So we just have a bunch of 10 questions and then we're just going to dive into it. So now the first question would be you telling us about yourself, your names, what you do. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. My name is Mariam Muganga and I'm actually CEO of two companies currently.
Nice.
So one of them is Academic Bridge and it's been running for more than 7 years, and the other is it just started. It's called Kudi Books. It's just a few months, like 9 months old now.
Okay.
And so Academic Bridge, we provide software as a service to schools to enable them to manage students, share, process data, but also engage parents in the education of the children. And Kudi Books actually came in right after as it was more of a challenge that the clients were serving with Academic Bridge they were facing regarding accounting and payments and school fees, that we actually came up with Kudi Books that now acts as an accounting and a payment solution, not only for the schools but also for the other businesses facing the same challenge.
Perfect.
I could go briefly into
take your time. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think I'm still running like both two companies. I feel like I call myself a serial entrepreneur first of all.
Now that deserves some accolades right there.
I think I'm more into the opportunity, but also how I can solve the community, the problems the community is facing. And that's actually how we came up with the solutions we're running. Of course, when I say we, I mean me and the team members that work on the project.
I see. So which one is the main baby, if I should say?
The main
among the two.
Okay, I think I just mentioned that one is about 7 years old. So I think that's been going for some time. We have plenty of clients, I'd say. And the other one is basically still in its pilot phase and testing and testing the platforms on mobile and web. And I think the new baby, there's the old baby and the new baby. And the new baby is one that needs now most of the attention. Because the old baby somehow is a little...
so you're nursing it, huh?
Yeah, still nursing, yeah.
Okay. So now if you were to share with us your entrepreneurial journey, like how has it been? Like, how did you come up with the business ideas for both babies? I'm calling them babies here.
Yeah.
So what was the journey like?
I think my journey as an entrepreneur started when, even actually when I was still in high school. I feel like I was the kind that really had a good eye for things, but also identifying problems. So as soon as I was at the university, I started like getting. I really like challenges and getting busy with my time. And since I had a lot of time at the university, so I started applying for these like business competitions and ideas.
In high school?
In
uni.
In the uni mainly, because and I won some of the awards from Youth Connect, and
you got so much money at a young age. I love that.
It wasn't actually that much. It's like winning 500 euros
it was
200 euros, and and then that's somehow really
that's something to start with, though.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
it is.
It's actually amazing. Like that really gives you an opportunity to like not just learn about the ecosystem, but also really get deeper insights, like what you have to do, what you have to solve, what is the problem, that needs solving. And that's actually where my journey started as an entrepreneur. And in 2015, I co-founded Academic Bridge along with my other co-founder. And when we started, we really we knew there was a challenge, but we didn't know how to go about it. We were all zero regarding entrepreneurship and how do we start a business, but more likely on how do you charge for the service.
Exactly.
And, yeah, it was basically a bunch of like confusion at the beginning, but I think with more time, then it get clearer. You get to learn accounting and taxes, and like.
Are you a fan of accounting?
I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, you better
oh
know
my God, I'm
accounting.
so not a fan of accounting.
Like your money should be on top of like managing your money, and finances should be on top of your priorities.
So you mean I have to get to love it by force?
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, did you know actually that 82% of businesses fail due to poor cash flow management?
Yeah,
that's a big number.
Yes, because I believe, most of us people, we have this tendency of, if I get money, yes, I'm just going to wash it away in a blink of an eye. I don't care what comes tomorrow. They say namnyakisha. But I heard that's illegal. But in the business aspect, then you need to learn how to manage your money, because in the end, it's not just about you; it's about the business as well.
Yeah, I think many people really confuse the business money and the personal, and that whole not knowing.
But the traits mix. So if you're a spender in normal life and then you have a business, then that's very tricky. You just need to learn how to manage that.
I think I always say that perhaps you really need to get pay yourself a salary and then spend whatever you've paid yourself, whatever you wanted. But at least that's a side of the money you've paid yourself for the time you put into the company. Because the company, I think the idea here is more like trying to run a company, but also putting in mind that even if you're not there, this company should be able to run.
Exactly. Yeah. So how long again have you been into the entrepreneurial journey?
7 years. 7 years now.
Yeah, 7 years. So what would you say were some of the main mistakes you've made, and how did you come to, to figure out your way out of them?
I think at the beginning, the common mistakes, perhaps the main mistakes that I made was thinking that I could solve everything for my dear clients. We usually say we're our company culture, we are more customer centric, and every time a client says something, we think we have to come up with a solution. And I think we learned we try basically everything to solve everything, but actually you realize you really cannot solve everything. Yeah. And so we looked at, we basically found a way to partner with other providers, how do we make communication easier without even having to develop a communication platform. So then we basically partner integrations, and that becomes really easy. And of course, I think those are the main issues. And but I would say it's somehow also nice to understand your customer needs and how you can solve them.
I see. Did you come across any, let's say, doubts as you started your journey? Did you come across any?
A lot of them.
How did that go?
It's with the entrepreneurship, it's always very bumpy. So some of the time you're very encouraged, you're really happy, you're being hyped by everyone. You're a cool entrepreneur. You're doing it. And the other time you're running on no money at all. Yeah. You're working 15, 16 hours a day. You're really not rested. So it's I think those are really the lows that really make you feel okay, maybe I should get a job.
You feel like giving up.
Yeah,
everybody's
you feel like giving
quits.
up. Yeah, basically you feel like quitting several times, And but those are really the lows. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, now this is something that just came at the top of my head. I've had a chance to discuss with a lot of entrepreneurs. What do you do to maintain your mental health? Because this journey is not one good one. It's really not is.
I think for me, it's when I think the only thing actually that even keeps you going is that actually your client needs you. And if you're really receiving a call at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're actually this client really needs my help. So I might as well just go ahead and find a solution for them. And there's also I think most people quit right there.
Yeah.
But it's really those simple things that really a client needs you, needs your solution, needs your assistance, needs with this. And that's really what keeps you going. Like it could be one really good client that really believes in you, or one person that believes in you, and that is enough to keep you going. Regarding mental health, I think I wouldn't really I don't know how to measure my mental health.
Okay, you have coping mechanisms, let's say.
Coping mechanism, I think it's just having a little faith and say things are going to turn out all right. Yeah.
I want to be like you one day. I'm not into the journey, but sometimes the things on the side can make you, I'm done with this, yeah? So now let's go into the wins. What are some of the wins you're so happy about for the past 7 years?
One of the wins is that we're still there. We did not die.
That's one?
That's one. We're still running. We're operational. We have happy clients, and we've been able to get funds to actually keep going. And I think also the going to fundamentals of any business is that you actually you're running a business. You're basically invoicing a client, and they're paying you, and and that keeps the business really sustainable. And I think that's really one of the wins that we're actually still alive. Because I'll tell you, I think most really big startups, and at least in this ecosystem, really died.
They don't even last long.
They don't last long. I mean, we've been able at least to last 2 to 3 years. So I think that's some
well done on that one. Well done on that one.
Yeah, and I think that's really one of the main wins.
The highlight?
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah. So tell us something about your team. What do you love most about your team, and why do you think you guys are the perfect people to solve whatever it is you're solving for the people?
I think one of the key point I think I'd like to mention about my team is that we're all quite passionate and really honest. I feel like when you're really honest with each other, then it becomes easy to work together. And also when you promise something to a client, then they're able to deliver it. And there's also the fact that we're all customer centric. Nobody is going to sleep when the client needs something. Exactly. And that's really one of the key I think the cultures have also
and that's a rare trait to really get in a team, but
yeah. And I think we're also we're not greedy. I feel like I would like to say that we're not greedy because I think one of the key also reason why many people don't manage to get first is because the co-founders or their team members are greedy, and every money they get they think it's theirs. It's not meant for the business.
Yeah.
So I think having that foundation whatever is for the business is for the business. And knowing where to limit yourselves and keeping, basically having the same vision, I would say. I think that's really what I like about my team, and my co-founder and I really enforce that to the whole team members. Let's understand the vision and what where we want to reach. And how we're gonna get there. So everybody puts in the work. We're actually very flexible that we don't even we can let you work remotely. You don't have to come to the office.
That's not something that's common over here. But
so it's more deliver. You have tasks weekly and daily. So just to work on the task, and that's what we need from you.
It's not about time. It's about deliverables.
We don't care if you work during the night. Just work when you feel like you're more fruitful and
that's so nice. You guys need to poach me on some. I'm sorry, Steve. Sorry about that. I was joking. All right. So, what would you share would be your wildest dreams as an entrepreneur? Your wildest one dream or two dreams?
I think. Now I think some of the things really shift. When you're still in survival mode, how do I get this thing going? I think you're really looking to surviving. Yeah. But then after you've really seen that it's the potential of what you're doing, then I think one of the wildest dreams we have now is becoming a unicorn.
Yay!
And a unicorn, I think it means $1 billion company. You see? That's wild, right?
It's gonna come. Actually, make it happen. Do we have any unicorns here?
No. We don't see. I mean, tech industry now.
If you get there, listen, I'll be on top of the table cheering you on.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you were to share now lessons with other entrepreneurs, so what would be like the top 3 don'ts and 3 do's? Do's and don'ts to the aspiring entrepreneurs out there.
Okay, I think I'll start with the do's maybe. I think the do's is more, please become consistent, and please get a team, like amazing team, to work with you, because they're the only people that are going to keep helping you, like to push and get wherever you want to be. And the don'ts is that, please, it's more on and not trying, like I've realized like many entrepreneurs really like they really want to get jobs and then work on their business as part-time,
Yeah.
So like you really gotta pick, like you gotta pick one.
Choose a battle.
Yeah, choose a battle. Like choose your battle. Like you cannot really like work somewhere that demands 9 hours of your day, and then you have like maybe a few hours to work on your business. I think you either really have to pick one and believe that your business is going to really like grow and become big.
Perfect. So to the don'ts?
That's actually more of the...
more of... It's a mixture.
It's more like a mixture.
Okay,
like
perfect. Now I get it. Now, talking about choosing a battle, now what would you share on the perspective of parenthood and work? Now, if you have a startup and you're a parent, let's say to that, maybe to some female entrepreneurs out there who might end up being moms and then they have startups to run. What would you feel like you would share with them? Like, how should they balance that? At the end of the day, you have to choose a battle, but then life has to go on.
Yeah. I think it's just like any other, it could be in tech startup or could really have like a job, in some other big institution or corporation. And it's always more about balance, and I think family, even if you're a startup, you still really need your family time. You really need to maybe do sports or work on your mental health.
Do you guys get that time?
Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah, because most of the
priorities.
time I never hear. All the time they're in front of laptops, like, get a life. They're like, I don't have time for getting a life. So how?
Yes, you actually. I feel like sometimes we confuse, like, really have to like work extremely so many hours. That pays off actually in the long run. But I think when you have such like more responsibilities, then you really like have to find a way to balance it. That you make time literally. If you have a daughter, you have to get time for your daughter. If you have a family, get some time for your family. And I think because otherwise, if you don't really take care of that, like, friends and family, then it's going to affect also your business.
Yeah, some people tend to get lost into that.
Get lost in there, and then everything else is messed up, and so is with your business.
I see. So now let's get into the part of now you vouching for 3 startups in this country, minus us, of course, and minus you guys. So what 3 startups do you vouch for out there in the ecosystem that are revolutionizing? Yeah.
I think I have a few more, and I'm actually going to focus on more female-led.
I would love that. Thank you so much. I would love that.
I really believe like
that's the spirit. That's the spirit.
I think one of them is Olado. It's an online marketplace, and they have made in Rwanda and imported products on the platform. And the second one is Nano Studios. I don't know if you Nano.
Oh yes, Nano. Yeah.
And
it's a female-led.
It's a female-led. Yeah, exactly. And they did the movie, the 600.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, you know them. I think they really have this really like cool platform for content, for film and content creation. And I think also they're working on something really good. There'll be something like amazing for African films and connecting them with the international films. Like
perfect.
So I think it's going to be, they're really like getting somewhere amazing, and I'm really like rooting for them.
Perfect.
And I think the last one is actually, my friend actually was running like a real estate, it's called the Elimo. It's called guys, and they're doing this amazing like virtual reality, like they'll give you a tour of the of like.
Oh my goodness! I never thought real estate in this country is a thing. Like the way we normally see things out there.
Like
like
when you get the money, like like the first thing you do when you get money, like literally, please tell me to Kudi Books. See,
no, to let me good at the content.
The content is
the content to know that things are actually there happening. Yeah,
and also being like knowing how the industry is doing generally, but also I mean they're really doing some good work regarding like virtual reality, and you know how this is now becoming a thing, and I think they're really like promising. And all of the three.
Actually, I'd love to have all those ladies on the show next time. Shout out to you, ladies.
I'll be happy
You're doing amazing.
Content.
Please do. So now, if you were not, building a startup at the moment, what would you think you'd be doing by now? If you were I wouldn't say if you were not a serial entrepreneur, but if you're not building a startup right now, what would you be doing?
I think if I wasn't really like running a tech startup or building that, I think I'll work on. I mean, I wouldn't really like give up like what I've built and what I have today, but also find myself into like interior designing, making spaces very beautiful. Okay. So I still do that like on my part-time, like for my friends, and like really like.
You need to start up another baby.
I think no, that will take like much of my time, but I really like to like look at that, and it gives me joy. So if I wasn't really
perhaps when you exit, you can think about that. If you ever happen to exit,
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So now, lastly, now this is just an open mic session now. So what would you like to share? You've shared already about your companies. Maybe if you want to do more to justice to that, or if there's anything else you can share with us before we close.
Before we close, first of all, I think I'd like to thank you for inviting me here.
You're welcome.
And thank you guys. I've seen some of your videos and they're really amazing. And
thank you so much.
I'll be happy to show them to some of the I've seen people coming to the country saying, "Oh, we need to see how understand the ecosystem." And you guys are really doing amazing.
Thank you. And then
getting everybody in the ecosystem to come and
bring
mention
the
story.
On.
Yeah. So I think that's really one of the key things I really like. Like, please keep going. And this is really gonna. It's an amazing really what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And the other thing maybe I'd like to say is really watch out for the Rwandan tech ecosystem, because it's really changing.
Yes.
And I really see money coming in. I mean, we've always said we don't have funds and investment.
It's coming.
Yeah, but I feel like with the new ideas and innovative ideas coming along, then really in the next 2 to 3 years, we are unstoppable. We're becoming the tech hub, the African tech hub.
Yes.
And so I think then watch out this space. Yeah, that's what
definitely. Thank you guys for watching. So stay tuned. More ladies are coming, by the way. It's not just going to be male dominated. So yeah. Keep it locked. It's the Ecosystem. I'm your host, Pesh. See you next time.